Getting your bag situation figured out is complicated. If you've given it any thought, you've probably gone through several iterations, but never felt like it was really quite done. Alternatively, you threw some crap in a bag, knew it wasn't good enough, but said, it's better than nothing, and went about the rest of your busy life. And whatever it is better than nothing. This video is the first in a series about why the Prepper Go bag is a fallacy. Today we're talking about evacuation preparation. You might think, evacuation, that's the perfect time for a bug-out bag. But we want you to think hard about, what is that bag preparing you for? Let's take a look at my 72-hour kit, bug-out, go kit, emergency level 2 bag. If you know what a 72-hour kit is, that's kind of where we started with these. First we made the ultimate 72-hour survival kit, then we realized we couldn't make it past the front door if we had to carry it all out at one time. We didn't want to plan on needing a truck for our supplies, so we began trimming things down, and then more things. And then we got aggressive about removing anything that wasn't essential for survival for 3 days, until we had a bag that could reasonably be carried. If you're really curious about what we had packed, you can find our deep dive video on our channel. Then, while preparing for this video, we decided the conventional prepper wisdom for how you should build bug-out bags is stupid. We were preparing for some generic SHTF disaster, and we weren't prepared for things that actually will happen. What scenario would require me to leave my house on foot for 3 days? Instead of investing time and energy into aimless preparation for the end times, or because you read some, prepper dogma that you need such and such for your kit, let's prepare for some plausible situations and then tailor your kit to your circumstances, to those situations. Originally, we had 2 bug-out bags per person. The idea was that the first set of bags was what we would grab if we only had 30 seconds to leave our house. If we had a little bit more time than that, we'd grab the second set, since having more time probably meant we could take a car instead of leaving on foot. Our bags had varying combinations of water purification, MREs, rations, battery packs, additional ammunition and magazines, toiletries, hygiene, camping gear, fire starters. Right, your bug-out bag probably has a bunch of similar things. But if we look at this and ask ourselves, what is this kit actually preparing me for? We probably can't come up with anything more specific than for emergencies. This is one of the pitfalls we fell into, and certainly many others have as well. It's extremely common to build a bag for some vaguely defined scenario. Generally speaking, you should respond to serious emergencies in one of 2 ways. Evacuation, because the situation is worse than you can handle, or shelter in place, and probably do something to help the situation. In the next part of this series, we'll talk about sheltering in place. For now, let's talk about the different levels of evacuation. So, when we talk about evacuation, we decided it's helpful to organize emergencies into 3 different categories, and these levels are really based on how widespread the disaster is. Level 1 emergencies are localized to your house, maybe your neighborhood. Level 2 is limited to your municipality or county. Level 3 emergencies are present throughout the region, or maybe even your state, province, or similarly sized European country. They're all dangerous enough to require you to leave, but the silver lining about scale is that the larger the problem is, the more advance notice you're likely to have. You should identify the problems that are most likely to happen to you, and then tailor your kits to match. Leave your scenarios in the comments, and we might do another video on how to address those specifics. So for example, a fire in your home, level 1, requires immediate action, but a wildfire in your area likely leaves you with a few hours of preparation, and a volcanic eruption impacting your entire region, a level 3 emergency, you've probably had a couple of decades to prepare for that. We're only talking about level 1 emergencies right now because they're the highest impact and the most likely. You can look for our future video on L2 and L3 kits. So, level 1, an immediate life-threatening problem inside your house right now. Some examples include a large fire, a really severe gas leak, your air conditioner stopped working, structural collapse. Right, this is the most urgent level of evacuation. We're specifically concerned with the versions of these events that present an immediate threat to life within your home, requiring you to act quickly to ensure the safety and survival of yourself and your family. This means a bigger fire than you can reasonably put out, a gas leak you can't turn off, etc. So where are you going? Level 1 situations can be extremely dangerous, but if you can get out of your home, you probably don't need to go very far to find safety. Once you're out of the house, you should try to get to your friends or extended family first, and if you can't, then a hotel is the next best option. In the worst case scenario, you live out of your car for a few days until one of the better options becomes available, or until the renter or homeowner's insurance you definitely have gets involved. As an aside, we hate paying for insurance as much as the next guys, but consider it a simple and cheap policy that could give you some peace of mind for these situations. Because of this, shelter, water, food, they're all probably taken care of. You can just go to the In-N-Out for lunch, and your homeowner's renter's insurance should help you out within a few days. Your plan should reflect this reality. So what should you do to prepare? In the event that you only get your family out of your home and nothing else, having a Get Home kit in your car can be a highly valuable safety net. See our video on Get Home bags. Here maybe. Prepare and practice your family evacuation plan. Make sure all of your family members are aware of the plan so that they can operate independently and move towards safety without a bunch of time-expensive oversight. We'll talk more about evacuation plans in a minute. Strongly consider storing your certified official paperwork in a safety deposit box at a local bank, since you don't need them very often and banks don't burn down very often. So what should you grab? The objective at this level is just to get out of danger safely. You shouldn't need to pack or prepare very much, and if your important documents are safely stored off-site, you simply need to leave with your family and pets. If you can manage to get to your pets, grab them and nothing else. My bearded dragon likes it hot, but he doesn't like fire and can't breathe natural gas. He's also much more important to me than the food that he eats. You can replace food and other supplies later. Don't waste time collecting non-essential items. And that's it. We're done. We're going to talk about how to create a family evac plan in a second, but just like that, we've prepared for some of the most immediate emergencies, and there's no bag at all. It's just not necessary for this set of situations. Creating a family evacuation plan is an important step in ensuring the safety and well-being of your loved ones in times of emergency. This plan not only provides a clear and organized approach to handling unexpected crises, but also instills confidence and competence in each family member. Do you know what else instills confidence? Drilling your plans. The reason you had fire drills back in school is so that everybody knew the plan, even the children. When you're planning to escape your home, you need to know the quickest and safest ways to exit. Regularly review and practice these escape routes so that if or when you have to use them, you'll save time and you won't panic because you already know what to do. Make a diagram of safest and fastest escape routes and where to meet. Just a sketch of your home is probably fine. Review and practice these plans with your family. Most fire alarms have a test button. Use it and then have your family meet at your muster location. This will help your children to know what to do next time they hear that sound. Regularly review these details. Don't assume that they understand what to do because you talked about it one time. Familiarize everyone with the locations and proper use of fire extinguishers or fire blankets so that you can mitigate small fires before they escalate into life-threatening ones. Make sure that each family member knows how to operate a fire extinguisher. Letting members of your family be incompetent deadweight isn't fair to them or anyone else. Designate specific assembly points both inside and outside your home depending on which emergency your plan is for. Prepare a clear, pre-established destination and conduct head counts to make sure everyone is safe. So, let's talk about local neighborhood style planning. You want to make sure you have an evacuation route. Planning and practicing evacuation routes from your neighborhood or city is crucial for these larger scale level 1 emergencies. Maybe the fire you're running from isn't just at your house, it's also burning down half your neighborhood. Knowing multiple routes and having a map handy can help you avoid congested or potentially hazardous areas. You should also have a list of emergency contacts, including family members, friends, and local authorities. Make sure that each family member has access to this list, whether that's through their phone or a printed copy, so that everybody can maintain contact and coordinate efforts effectively. A comprehensive family evacuation plan is a key component of emergency preparedness. By planning for both home and local scenarios, you can protect your family from immediate dangers and ensure their safety during larger scale emergencies. Taking the time to create, review, and practice this plan can make all the difference when every second counts. To wrap things up, we hope this video has reshaped how you think about emergency preparation and evacuation. The classic bug-out bag might feel like a cornerstone of preparedness, but we've shown that level 1 emergencies, those urgent, life-threatening crises in your home, what matters most is not the gear in a bag, but a well-thought-out plan and clear priorities. Your focus should be on getting your family and your pets to safety as quickly as possible. Everything else can be replaced. Emergencies don't wait for us to be ready, which is why proactive planning is essential. Drill your evacuation plan until it feels like second nature, make sure everyone in your family knows their role, and simplify your approach to focus on what truly matters in those critical moments. Remember, you're preparing for real-life scenarios, not some apocalyptic fantasy. The more tailored and practical your approach, the more effective and less stressful it will be when the time comes to act. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, leave us a comment about the scenarios you're preparing for, and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss the rest of this series. Coming up, we'll dive into Level 2 and Level 3 evacuations, as well as talk extensively about sheltering in place. Until then, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.